Australia and Vietnam have built a strong and broad relationship through mutual strategic trust and understanding since establishing diplomatic relations in 1973. Australia and Vietnam have established comprehensive partnership in 2009 and enhanced comprehensive partnership in 2015. The Australia-Vietnam Strategic Partnership, announced in 2018, and Comprehensive Strategic Partnership in 2024 supported the deepening of ties across all areas of the bilateral relationship. Australia and Vietnam share a common vision for an inclusive, stable, peaceful, resilient and prosperous Indo-Pacific, free from coercion, where independence, sovereignty and international law are respected. Australia and Vietnam jointly determined to abide by international law, including the United Nations Charter, which underpins regional and global peace, stability and prosperity. Australia and Vietnam continue to cooperate closely to advance a strong rules-based, non-discriminatory, fair, inclusive, equitable and transparent multilateral trading system as the basis for open international trade based on market principles, with the World Trade Organization, WTO, at its core. Australia and Vietnam reaffirm our commitment to fully implementing the agreements of which both countries are members, such as the ASEAN-Australia-New Zealand Free Trade Area, ANZFTA, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, RCEP, and the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, CPTPP. Australia and Vietnam will work together through other international mechanisms such as ASEAN-related mechanisms, Asia-Europe Meeting, ASEM, the WTO, the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, and the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, IPF, to create a more stable, predictable, inclusive and transparent trade and investment environment and generate business confidence in our strong economic relations, while addressing new and emerging trade challenges. Australia and Vietnam acknowledge the significant impacts the climate crisis is having in our region and the importance of taking urgent and ambitious climate action to deliver on the goals of the Paris Agreement, while ensuring economic prosperity as we transition our economies to net zero by 2050. Australia and Vietnam recognize the shared challenges Australia and Vietnam face in responding to climate change. Australia and Vietnam affirm the importance of adopting an ambitious, cooperative and proactive approach to the challenges that lie ahead. We commit to seizing the opportunities inherent in our respective clean energy transitions to strengthen our economies and support global decarbonization goals. Australia and Vietnam will work together to support Vietnam's just energy transition that balances economic growth and net zero goals by helping to stimulate higher levels of private sector finance and investment into Vietnam's mitigation and adaptation efforts, developing high-quality human resources and strengthening governance. In support of Vietnam's efforts to respond to the impacts of climate change, we commit to drawing on a range of Australia's resources, including ODA, trade and export finance, climate finance and our domestic expertise. We continue to explore opportunities for cooperation on climate action, carbon markets and in the green economy. Australia and Vietnam will deepen our collaboration on climate adaptation and resilience, climate-resilient agriculture, biodiversity conservation, marine science for sustainable development, plastic pollution reduction and food and water security, especially in the Mekong Delta, including through the Mekong-Australia Partnership. To promote our shared energy security in the transition, Australia and Vietnam will continue to expand collaboration on energy and resources, including through increased trade and investment. Australia and Vietnam also continue to develop emerging, resilient and diverse renewable energy supply chains through the integration of technological solutions that help both nations meet net zero goals. Australia and Vietnam reaffirm our commitment to a ministerial dialogue on energy and minerals and will explore opportunities to deepen cooperation on commodities, products, technologies and services associated with energy systems and carriers, power generation, mining, extractives, processing, minerals and fossil fuels, including coal, oil and gas. Australia and Vietnam are deepening cooperation on green and sustainable development through a range of new agreements and programs. Cooperation on green development aligns closely with the two countries' national goals. While Vietnam strives to achieve net zero emissions by 2050, Australia seeks to reduce its economy's considerable reliance on the export of coal and gas. Australia and Vietnam already have a well-established trade and investment relationship. The Australian government has also pledged funding to help Vietnam reach its economic and climate goals. In June 2023, following talks with Prime Minister Pham, Prime Minister Albanese announced an $105 million package toward clean energy adoption and clean energy infrastructure. In August 2023, Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong announced $94.5 million Australian dollars in funding for climate change adaptation in the Mekong Delta. The Australia-Vietnam Green Economy Program, an initiative led by AsiaLink and ClimateWorks Centre and supported by the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, aims to foster collaboration between government and business in the green economy. The project is dedicated to harnessing the green economy's potential, focusing on sustainable development, the creation of jobs and growth, and the transition to a net-zero economy powered by renewable resources, realizing Vietnam and Australia's shared ambition and imperative to transition to a clean energy economy, improving understanding of Vietnam's green economy, exploring topics such as geopolitics of the green economy, decarbonizing energy generation and consumption, and sustainable finance, placing sustainable development and relationships at the center of economic engagement, leading to sustainable business partnerships that benefit people and the planet, facilitating connections in renewable energy, raising awareness of green finance frameworks and opportunities across both nations, and promoting sustainable investment. According to a World Bank report, the effects of a warming planet could cost Vietnam around 12 to 14.5% of its GDP by 2050 if no concerted measures are taken. The capital investment required for Vietnam's energy development presents significant opportunities for Australian companies engaged in sustainable fields. These opportunities range from providing products and services for renewable energy projects to auxiliary industries such as energy conservation and the construction of climate-resilient infrastructure. With its extensive coastline, Vietnam has significant wind energy capacity, yet it is currently underutilized. Australian companies specializing in wind and solar energy technology can leverage their experience and established supply chains to meet Vietnam's growing demand for renewable energy solutions. Australian expertise in climate-resilient infrastructure and sustainable agriculture can contribute to Vietnam's efforts to mitigate the impacts of climate change. Areas such as flood risk management, coastal protection, and climate-resilient agricultural practices by investing in renewable energy projects, climate-resilient infrastructure, and energy efficiency initiatives. One area of focus is the mining and processing of rare earths, which are vital components in various renewable energy technologies such as wind turbines, electric vehicles, and solar panels. Vietnam has considerable untapped mineral resources, which include the world's second-largest deposits of rare earth metals. Sustainable agriculture not only enhances environmental sustainability but also boosts economic resilience by improving crop yields, reducing input costs, and enhancing market access for Vietnamese farmers. Sustainable agriculture also plays a crucial role in mitigating climate change by sequestering carbon in soil, reducing greenhouse gas emissions from agricultural activities, and enhancing ecosystem resilience to extreme weather events. Australian expertise in sustainable agriculture can further contribute to Vietnam's green transition by introducing advanced farming techniques, precision agriculture technologies, and eco-friendly farming practices. This includes methods for soil conservation, water management, and integrated pest management, as well as the use of renewable energy solutions for agricultural operations.